Welcome back, and thanks for joining us. If you're just meeting us at this point, we are live in Studio 2 of CRTV's production center Mbala here in Yaoundé, and we are looking ahead to the celebration of World Sports Journalists Day tomorrow, the 2nd of July. And I'm now receiving Bennen, Buma, Gana, household name in football commentary in the country. You're welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you very much.
Good to have you here.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. I was just telling them that let me also go and do the showbiz that Kimengochi is doing. I feel myself on that circuit.
We are glad you honored our invitation. Now, Bennen, Buma, Gana, you joined the sports decks of CRTV Radio in 2010 as a young reporter. You remember those days?
Yes, it was quite interesting. I'd been recruited and we are stayed long. I was sent first of all after doing Hello for a long time. We were sent to FM 94, and then I got to the radio national station to the sports decks. Then Alben German was coming over to TV, so I had to take his place over at the radio, and it was quite interesting. I went there. I was there with Simon Lyonga, great guy Simon, but then I also had George Fontamo, great writer, and then Madeleine Sopikoto. Then she was the chief. And if anybody has worked with Madeleine Sopikoto, you know that you don't take it lightly. You must be committed, you must be hardworking, you must be proactive, you must pay attention to minute details, and then you must give in to the success of the work. Working with Madeleine Sopikoto in those days was like military training. You know, she was hard. She would say something like, when you're on mission, you do the work well. There is no rest. When you come back, ask for permission, I can give you some days off. So learning and working at the same time was not easy. So that is how my first days as a sports reporter was. So I would follow them to the stadium, follow George Fontamo to the stadium. I'll carry his books, carry his papers, and then George Fontamo was a great writer. He had a great pen, George Fontamo. I mean, he was a perfect radio sports reporter. You know, so I still have a lot of those papers, and I still have memories of working with George Fontamo, working with Simon Longa and Madeleine Sopikoto. Then you have people like Etienne Atudefo, Beteng Ayangma, all of them at the radio. So it was a tough but a great moment.
Had you ever imagined being a sports reporter growing up?
No, growing up, I thought about, I wanted to be a journalist, but what was in my mind was the stricto sensu, Eric Chinjeka, sit on the news set and, you know, do the news and be that way. Well, enjoying sports, however, but never really thinking that I was going to be a sports reporter. In the university of Boya, would go up to the radio Boya, and then we were going to meet Zakarinko. And then we had to copy some of the things Zakarinko was saying to see them. Okay, but then to us it was just fun. It was just fun. I didn't see myself really like a sports reporter. But when I got to the radio, I discovered that he was coming up. He was budding. It's like a seed that was planted, and it was growing. And then came over to TV, and here we are.
And you've covered so many national and international competitions thus far.
Yes, of course. Yes, so many of them. In 2017 Africa Cup of Nations, I was with Fonecheki. That's where my television story probably started. I was what they call, portedo. I was carrying his back. I remember when we got to to Gabon and to Libreville, my first assignment was to look for a room for Fonecheki. So I got his room comfortable before I started thinking about where my own room is. So when he came, he said, "Where is my room?" I had to take him to his room, and then I'll help him with his papers. He was the main reporter. 2017 when we won the African Nations Cup. Little did I know that 2 years after I was going to be the main commentator, because I was like his backup. There was the African Women's Championship. I was a commentator. He too was a commentator. I was in Limbe. He was in Yaoundé. I remember that there was the semi-finals, Cameroon, Nigeria. I listened to his intro. It was so powerful. I went and tore all the pages of my book, whatever I written, and I dumped them aside. Then 2019, I ran commentaries for the African Nations. There was a CHAN, and then the African Nations Cup 2019 in Egypt, 2021 in Cameroon, 2023 in Cote d'Ivoire, the World Cup in Qatar, and the matches of the Lions. That's how it has been.
And now you have acquired a taste of, sports reporting and sports journalism, especially football commentary. That's what you're well known for in the country at the moment. Everybody knows that. The name Abube, Abushu, and all of that. These catchphrases that you introduce in your commentary, keep us viewers spellbound, and most of them love you for that. Tell me, just how do you prepare ahead of a game?
Preparing ahead of a game is very, very tough. It's like Fonicheki would say that today you people have the internet, so you people should do better than us. They expect us to do better than Fonicheki, Jean Lambert, Linus Pascal Fuda, and then Mike Nze and the others who went before us, Ben Bekajo. Of course, because we have the internet. So it's a lot of work, Jackson, when you're preparing. Those who have worked with me, they thought that it was easy. But now, at the very beginning, you don't have the first 18 players that the coach is going to select. That is the first 11 on the bench, and then you have about 6. The first 11 on the pitch, and then you have about 6 on the reserve. You have about 24 players, and at that moment, you don't know who the coach is going to select. Now, how do you even get to know that there are going to be 24 players? You have to go back to your former matches. You look at the matches that were played, the players that were called up. Sometimes you have to study the statistics of 30 players. You have 30 players this way, 30 players this way. Now the football history this way, the football history this way. Now you have other facts and so many other things to put. So by the time you're going to play a match, you have kind of a booklet. But now you have to be very, very smart to be able to know what you've copied, what you've studied already. Because the game will not be going on, and then you're opening the page to read, and then you close, and then you're opening the page. Yes, you're going to be lost. Now that is as far as the statistics are concerned. But in the background, even before the match, you have to be quite open to listen to others. I took time off, like I told you, I listened to Fonicheki, and he used to be very great. Sometimes during the match, he would send me a message that they don't pronounce that thing like that, correct it immediately. And then I have to listen to Phoebe Shuin. I have to listen to, they listen a lot, everybody listens to Peter Drury. I have to listen to Peter Drury, but the dangerous thing to listen so much to Peter Drury is that you may pick up a phrase, and if you use it without, kind of saying that this is from Peter Drury, they are going to nail you. So I have to listen to so many people, and then there's one guy I cannot do without. I listen to him every day. His name is Ray Hodgson. If you want, you can check him after. Ray Hodgson. So when the matches are going on, some of those things come out. I cannot tell that I prepared to call Five Collins the dependable five. It just came out. I don't know how I got to call Abu Bay and all of it. Just came out. One of those days I was watching Brian Buma play, and I was like, and something just came out. And this guy is magisterial. This is his majesty. You don't prepare. They just flow. I don't know from where they come from, but they just come from somewhere.
They just come from somewhere. Okay, then. So, World Sports Journalist Day is going to be commemorated tomorrow, and we thought that we should shine the light on some of our journalists in the CRTV, and you're one of them. Just to find out from you, just how difficult is it, or challenging? Let me use the word challenging. Is it for you to maintain the let me say the ground you've covered thus far, and to stay relevant and stay reliable?
You have to listen to others, Jackson. You must follow others. The FIFA World Club Cup is going on now. I tell you, I follow almost all the matches. Now, I follow the matches on two fronts. Watch the match, but also listen to the commentator who is doing the work. There are matches that are downloaded by other commentators to follow, to see how they handle some situations. And then the matches I run commentaries for with Evariste Yenga, I have them in the office. When I have time, I put the matches and I listen to them, and I keep telling myself a lot of times that is not right. This is not the way you're supposed to say that. And then you have websites you can go to check and work and work. The life of a sports journalist is continuous work. You have to be working every time. You have to be studying every time. You have to be listening to others every time. You have to be writing every time, because our case is a bit different. It's not like we're running commentaries for the championship matches. The Lions come up once, not every time. The Lions will be on again in September. So in between now and September, what are you doing? You're correcting yourself, you're listening to matches, you're training hard. Sometimes you're running commentaries in your mind. Sometimes you sit on the seat to watch a match, you reduce the volume, and at home, you're running commentaries for that match. That is how you keep up. And I've gotten to know that a sports journalist is so versatile and dynamic that every way you fit a sports journalist, he is successful. News presenters, they are sports journalists. If you bring a sports journalist to present Cameroon feeling, he will not do it as powerfully as you're doing, but he's not going to mess you up. He's not going to run you down. Programs, they are there. A sports journalist is dynamic because of this work we do every day. And that is, that's how magisterial you become in your assignment.
All right, I'm going to keep you here to the end of the program, if you don't mind. Time for us to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Cameroun, terre de la diversité et de richesse. Nous sommes tous différents, mais nous partageons un même objectif, l'émergence de notre pays. Pour y arriver, nous devons nous mettre ensemble. L'inclusion de tous sera la clé de notre succès. Nous devons valoriser nos différences et mettre à profit nos compétences et nos exigences pour construire notre nation. Alors rejoignez-nous dans cette aventure collective et citoyenne. Ensemble, nous ferons du Cameroun un pays prospère. Vous avez des actions à faire connaître, des idées à partager, vous êtes à la recherche d'une information d'intérêt général. Nous vous attendons à la 14e édition du Salon de l'Action gouvernementale SAGO du 28 juin au 5 juillet à l'esplanade de l'hôtel de ville de Yaoundé. Pour exposer ou visiter, contactez le cabinet communicateur mandataire du gouvernement au 620 0021 95 ou visitez le site web www.sago.cm. Salon de l'Action gouvernementale, la vitrine du Cameroun.
Welcome back. I'm still in conversation with Bennen, Buma, Gana. Bennen, tell me, we've talked about highlights. Have you ever had a bad day at the office? And how did you react when you got the feedback?
Bad day, you mean at the office?
At the office, like running commentaries, and you made an error and you got a feedback, and you were like, oh boy.
The issue with sports commentaries and commentating is that a lot of persons are really intransigent. Some people are very, very uncompromising. They don't forgive you for making mistakes. I've had a couple of matches where I think one of the matches of the Lions, instead of saying free kick, I said penalty about 2-3 times. Instead of saying the referee, I said the coach about 2 or 3 times, and checking the forum, and I had like, what is happening to Bennen today? Man, the man is just making very funny and nasty mistakes. People are really intransigent. So one of those days, I went on Facebook and I read a comment, and somebody was like, in fact, they should take off this guy. This guy is a horrible guy. This is the worst journalist that we've ever had. This kind of nonsense is this. So, I wrote to the guy. I took the guy's contact and I wrote to him inbox. I said, hi sir, hi, my name is Bennen, Buma, Gana. The guy was shocked. He said, you? I said, yes. I said, I noticed that you said that I speak a lot of jazz. Please, can you tell me where you think that I'm making mistakes, maybe grammatical mistakes I'm going to try to correct? And he said, no, it's not me. It's not me. It's what I'm reading in another forum. He said, okay, let me show you what I'm reading in another forum. The guy copied things and sent to me. And then, somebody said, why is he calling him His Majesty Brian Buma? You see, His Majesty, what kind of sports reporter is this? Why is he calling him this? Why is he always talking about dependable fire? Is that the only player? So sometimes they criticize you not really for something wrong that you say, because at the end of the day, I asked him that, so where is the mistake in all of this? They said he didn't say anything. I copied a portion of Ray Hudson. Lionel Messi scored a goal and another Amon said, and then he said, this is not just a dream, this is a wet dream of orgasmic proportions, greatly on this stadium. That's Ray Hudson. Okay, Jackson, if I come to Cameroon one day and I'm running commentaries, and then Abubakar scores a goal and I shout, I say, my God, this is not just a dream, this is a wet dream of orgasmic proportions. And I come out of the state, what is that set, what is going to happen? Cameroonians are going to finish that you've said jazz on set. But those who are ahead of us and those who are in Europe, they are much freer. And then you doing the work over here, it's a bit difficult sometimes. Another thing which is difficult is that you're running commentaries for the home team. If I'm running commentaries for Nigeria against Kenya, for example, it's a bit different But if you're running commentaries for the national football team, you have to be very careful because Cameroonians love the Indomitable Lions and they get really emotional. If when things are low, you keep attacking, you kind of causing them to want to also go out. When things are hard and you keep trying to show hope, they criticize you that, okay, you're showing hope. But now when things are hard and you two go hard, they call you to order that, hey, you know that this thing is the lion, so take it slow. Now and then you have yourself. Many times we go and run commentaries for the Lions, we keep ourselves away, we are no longer Cameroonians. So I think that is where it is very, very challenging. Sometimes you come out, people congratulate you, sometimes you come out, people criticize you, but the most important thing is for you to improve on yourself and make sure that you know that you've done a good work.
Thank you very much, Bennen, Buma, Gana, for accepting our invitation today on the program. We have swell time. Thank you very much again. I'm sure that you have a news conference to chair.
Of course,
so we're going to liberate you at 9:30. So thank you again for watching the program today. Looking forward to Thursday. Rose Munjonge will be here tomorrow for the French version of the program. I'll be back on Thursday, God willing. God bless you, and God bless the Republic of Cameroon. Cheers.